Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV this sunny Sunday for our masterclass. Just gone 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. If you are with us early this Sunday, appreciate your company and hopefully you're going to enjoy what we've got coming up over the course of this show and indeed the rest of the day. A little bit later on, Lily's going to be here with us this evening from 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern for Second Chance Sunday, where we're going to be looking back at some of the biggest deals over the course of the last week or so. But this show is all about your edgeables. Just as well, by the way, we are now, 20 hours, 59 minutes away, doing the countdown, from the launch of our 17th birthday event. Want to tell you so much about this, but can't tell you too much because, well, I'm not allowed to, basically. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock, Sarah and I will be officially kicking off birthday. However, if you want to get a bit of a sneaky peek as to what's coming up, what's launching, when it's launching, who's launching it, what all of the kind of bonus deals are, you know, things like potentially extra points and goodie bags and gifts and whatnot, you need to get your booklet. If you haven't yet got the physical booklet, you can download it via the website. If you go to the homepage, wherever you normally go, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu, you can click on, it's a picture of me actually, blowing a little party favour. You click on that, and then you can download the booklet to basically save it on your computer, on your PC, wherever it might be. But it's everything that you need to know and more in that booklet. And it all kicks off very excitingly tomorrow. We cannot wait for that. In the meantime, we do have a masterclass, as I say, all about edgeables. And this is going to be a great occasion once again for you to be able to ask those questions. Maybe you're fairly new to this sort of form of paper crafting and you've got loads of questions, ask them. Maybe you've got a particular set that we're going to feature on the show and you need a question answered about it, ask us. Or indeed, if you have already perhaps crafted with some of the kits that we've got on the show, feel free always to send in your pictures of what you've created. We would love to see cards that you've made, because it always does inspire us. And of course, if you are brand new to it, we've even put together some starter kits for you as well. So hopefully everybody is covered and catered for over the course of the next few hours. But let us say hello to the lady who's leading the masterclass. As I said earlier on, it's lovely to have her back. I didn't actually check in the break actually how long it was since we worked together, but I'm sticking with 6 months. It's a joy that she's back in the building. Hopefully it won't be another 6 months. The lovely Jan is here. Thank you for a brilliant show earlier, by the way.
You know what they say, Ben? They say time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So it must have been a good 6 months.
Oh, yes.
But no, it's always good to be back. You guys know I'm not here as much as the other crew are, but I'm always really pleased to be back. Whatever I'm doing, it's like I just love crafting. So yeah. It's not actually like coming to work. So yes, it has been a little while. I forgot to check as well when I was on the break. So yes, we've got masterclass coming up now, and what I'm going to do with this is actually take you through first of all what an edgeable is for anybody out there that hasn't come across them before. If you're new on your crafting journey, we're going to have a look at the actual die and see what I mean by an edgeable, and then we're going to sort of go through the demos in order of starting off fairly basic with just cutting it on an edge, and then I've got some other a couple of different designs to show you. I'm just going to show you some samples and work our way up to a couple of I wouldn't call them advanced projects at the end, but possibly looking at using them in a different way to what you would do on the edge of a card. So just to show you some examples, we've got the Grande edgeables on today, and I think if I remember rightly, I launched these. It may have been at our TV channel. I can't remember, but yeah, I do remember doing some work with these on the launch, and they are absolutely gorgeous in detail. Each of them a different design with a different sort of edge down this outside edge. So this one's been used twice, literally just down the edge as it suggests. So what it means is that part of it stays attached to the card, the other side of it cuts out all that lovely detail. And then we've just popped a little bit of acetate behind this one just to strengthen that that front piece. But just showing you, you know, how you could use that sort of on a double edge there. We've done similar here, but we've just turned it into that landscape and made like a tent fold with it. So again, using that edgeable twice. So the first one has been cut literally into the top of the card. The second one has been cut separately and added to that acetate. So you can see again, we've got that see-through element. The beauty of these, if you are using a Gemini, you can actually cut your die through 2 layers of card, which means that you can double cut.
Yes.
And I just think this is a really nice way to use them. So again, a little bit more advanced. If you're not using a Gemini, you may need to add an extra shim to get the pressure, but if it doesn't cut through the second layer, it often leaves an impression, which then allows you to sort of wriggle the die back into place and pass it through a second time. So that's another option. And then completely topping it on its head and using it horizontally that way as the border on a Z fold. So you can just see that design there. Again, you know, whether your piece is here at the bottom or whether you've got it going across the top edge, really nice sort of element there. Just looks like lace has been stretched across it, doesn't it? Add your embellishments, your sentiments to it. So that's the grande edgeables. And then we've also got some of the sentiment edgeables on as well. So we're going to do a little bit of mix and match with the demos. And these ones are actually, again, the same idea. They cut into the card, but you can always add them on as a separate element. So this one's been cut out of a piece of card and used to bridge that sort of bridge design on the card there. You can just see across the front, it's your special day. But this cuts out the lettering. So it's almost like a twofer because you get the letters separate. Once you've popped them out, you could keep those and put those on a separate project. You can also paper piece in here, which I've done on a couple of the demos that we're going to do today. This one's had the paper piece in popped in it, so you can see what I mean there, where it's got those letters cut in a separate colour and then just drop back into the aperture that it's left when you've cut it the first time. They've all got a different sort of edge with them, so obviously Sending All My Love, that's got the hearts incorporated. That's the same as that first one, but again, let me just show you that one back because I always think they look really different. That's done on a narrow sort of a DL card on its side, whereas that one was put across the front of that sort of bridge card. So lots of different ways to use them, and then again, you know, using them on both aspects. I love this. I just think, you know, popping that down either side, you get your gatefold aspect. So I'm not sure where that paper's from. It was, but
reindeer
might be.
Collection.
It would be a good guess, wouldn't it? But yeah, just.
It's not the butterfly collection, I'll tell you that much.
It's not the angels, is it? No. Is it the reindeer? So yeah, you know, using them side by side. But I think that one, when you sort of look at that abstractly, I don't know about you guys, I can see a corset there.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking exactly, I was thinking it's a bit Rudy-Doody.
A little bit of clever ribbon work in that, and I think you could create like a, done in sexy black Centura pearl. Bit of red ribbon in there. I can see a bit of a corset going, just the way my mind thinks, So lots to bring for you today, okay? And yeah, we're just going to work our way through over the next couple of hours and see how we get on.
Oh dear, it's getting a bit hot under the collar. It's not even started. Wow, I'm glad that somebody else said that as well because I didn't know what it was called, but I thought, bit of a whoop. Shall we say a few hellos? Hi to Susie. Susie says, I'm so happy to see Nana Jan. We've got lots of welcome backs, Jan.
Oh, thank you. I'm hoping the next time I see you, I'll be double Nana Jan because baby's due on Friday. Friday this week, 21st, his due day. And I said to her when I left, I saw her yesterday with my little Toby, and I said to her, don't you dare go into labour today. She's been forbidden because I've got a good an hour and maybe hour and 40 minutes to get home. I said, I don't want to be dashing back down the motorway. So
have you got your phone on just in case?
Yes. I said to her, I did say to them, I said, if anything happens, ring me. I said, I'm sure we'll be able to sort something out. But so hopefully by the next time I see you guys, should be double Nana.
I want to say, like, because it's number 2, isn't it? You said.
Yes.
And like, certainly with us, so like our George he went the full kind of extra. I think it was 12 days. He was 12 days late, but Daisy was pretty much bang on. And I think, don't they say like the second child is normally closer to the due date?
I'm trying to remember which way around it. I think mine was the other way. My Vanessa was due on the 10th and born on the 8th, and my Sam, who's the younger of the two, was due on the 9th and was due on the 6th and was born on the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Toby was late.
Yeah. She
went over with Toby a few days. So I think Toby was due on the, I can't remember his due date, 7th? And he was born on the 10th. So yeah, so it could literally be any time. She's all ready. She's had all the scans and everything. He's in the right position. Everything's good to go. We just need him to decide when.
Yeah.
So yes, very exciting.
Just not in the next hour and 50 minutes,
no.
though, if possible.
Wait while I'm back home.
Jill's joined us again from North Yorkshire. Hi also to Sarah Brown, who says, hello again, Jan and Ben. I just wanted to say hello, hugs your way from Melbourne, Australia. I hope before I actually do doze off, because it's now midnight here, and I need to be up early tomorrow for the gym. Ugh, you say, ugh. I'm only going for the laughs, but we actually do exercise. Well, laughing is good exercise as well, they say. You can burn a lot of calories laughing. Cheryl's with us from Southern California. Hadassah's in from Kentucky. Hi also to Rosalind. Hi to Cynthia, says, good morning from a rainy Texas. Great weather to stay in and craft. Betsy's in from Texas. She says, I love it when Jan is in the house.
Thank you.
Astrid says, edibles are core staples to me. You'll see why a lot of people think the same thing. Hi also to Lakieta. Hi to Alicia, who says, good morning and greetings from Arkansas. I am travelling to church and I'm listening on the way. Have a lovely morning. Janet says, good morning from a beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. Susie says, ooh la la, Nana Jan. Ooh la la, is the corsets. And Margaret says, hi everyone from a sunny Long Eaton. I must also just share, because we're sharing good news, I must also just share some good news that I've just seen pop through on my WhatsApp here. You know, a lot of you know my daughter Daisy started riding. She's in a competition today. I've just found out she's done 2 different competitions with 30 people in each category, and she's come 5th in both of her competitions, show jumping.
Wow.
And I've got a little picture of her there with
bless, that is amazing. How old is she now, Ben?
She's just turned 11.
11, that's some achievement, isn't it,
Yeah.
with her rosettes, bless her.
Yeah, Laura's just messaged.
Oh, well done, Daisy.
Aww,
yeah.
Proud dad.
That's fabulous, yeah. Proud parent moments.
Yeah. Right. Enough of the mushy stuff. Let's get on and have a look at these edibles. Right, so great deal on these. I'll quickly take you through all of the different designs that you're going to get, and then we'll crack on, because you know, you want to see how these can work for you and how easy they are to work with. Basically, you're going to get the full collection that we launched with. However, this time around, buy 3 get 3, which is amazing. So it's a half price deal, $38.97 or $44.85. And I love the fact, you know, these boards basically show you what Jan's already told you, but, you know, you've got the ability, of course, to cut straight into your cardstock. They do as well cut straight through as well. So if you want to be able to go, you know, through 2 layers of cardstock in one go, you can. And of course, you know, you can cut them away separately. So like with the card that we saw with the acetate, you know, you can cut into the top, stick to a bit of your acetate, and then have the other piece at the bottom, whether you're using them landscape or portrait. They are phenomenal. You've got your gingham lace, which is also really, really beautiful and decorative. Then here you've got the balloon flowers. You know what I'm going to say here? I thought we'd made this one up for this particular collection. I didn't realise there was such a thing as a balloon flower. But you learn something new every day. There's a lot of these as well, particularly this one. I always think when we get to this in the collection, this one is called your Rose Garden. If you like your paper piecing, there's opportunities there, isn't there? To be able to do it.
Very much so.
And again, I think it was the last time we had these on, because whenever I did some paper piecing, I made Laura a card for her birthday, and I used I think it was Craft Kit 51, and tried some paper piecing.
Brilliant.
And I loved it. But again, I always think when you see things like this, in my mind, you go, have to paper piece the whole thing, but you actually don't have to.
No,
you know,
just the roses on there, and it looks lovely, yeah. So
you've got the roses in there. This is that beautiful daisy lace, and once again, you've got the ability just to manipulate those daisies up out of the cardstock, should you wish to do that. And then lastly in this set is that beautiful Chasing Dragonflies. And once again, really intricate detail in the dies, and you've got the elements of the dragonflies flowing through there. You're only paying for 3 of these and you're getting 6, so it's a wonderful opportunity to jump in and grab this whole collection. And of course, over the course of this show, you will see all of the different ways that you can use them too. Any questions, any comments, get them in. And as I said, if you've already got any elements of this particular collection, or indeed the other collections we've got on the show, do feel free to send in your pictures and share the inspiration. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Shall we have a look at a first demo?
Why not? And I'm going to use that daisy lace actually. So we're going to have a look at that one, and I'll show you how those little flowers pop out when you've finished. So we've actually got a decent size on these as well. The packaging tells you sort of your length and width of them. So on here we're looking at 7.3, which is 7 3/8, so just over 7 1/4 inches long by about 2 inches wide. Now you don't have to use that length. Obviously that's the way that they're designed, but my card isn't actually that long. I've got a piece here that measures 6 1/4 by 7. So I've just gone a little tiny fraction lower, and what I said is we'd have a look at what I meant by an edgeable. So if you haven't come across these before, obviously on the reverse of the die, this is the die that's got the cutting edge on, so there's a raised element here that's going to cut out all that lovely detail, and along the side here it starts just here, so it's going to cut out the shape of this edge beautifully and return round to about here. But on this other side, on the opposite side here, there's no cutting edge along that long side. So what that means is when I pop this on my card, this side's going to stay attached to the card, and then it's going to cut out the detail around the rest of it. So I'm literally, it's just a fraction longer than the card. So what I'm going to do is just centre it so that I've got about the same sort of hanging off each edge, and I arrived at that because that was the size of the project that I was making. So I'm just going to grab some low tack tape, because it is worth taping these down if you're wanting them in a specific place, and that applies to any die really. Sometimes, you know, the pressure in the machines can just, and if you just dislodge them a fraction, you know, you're going to get something that's not straight, and in my world that's not good. It just messes with my head. So again, once I've got it in place, I'm just going to take some of the tack off that tape and just pop it onto the edge there, and we're going to mat and layer over it, so if it does snag the card a little bit, it's not too much of a problem. And I'm going to pop this onto my cutting plate. Now, whenever I'm just cutting through normal cardstock, and this is our multi-purpose white card again, I'm going to go straight onto the cutting plate. If I was cutting through something that had a coating on, like our glitter card, I'd probably add the metal shim underneath first, just to give it that extra bite. But as it is, just through the one layer of cardstock, the Gemini is not going to have any problem with that. We're going to pass it through the machine. This is the front part of my card. I've cut it in 2 separate pieces so that it was easier to manage through the machine. And again, just a note on die cutting. When I take this out, you notice that I've got my plates are going through the machine this way first. It's always better if you can work vertically with your dies, which is one of the reasons why I actually popped it in on a separate piece. We're going to put the other half on the back. If I'd have had a full length of card, it would have been this way, okay, which will still cut. You might need your metal shim in, or it might need a pass and a reverse, purely because across this way, you've got a lot more cutting edges. So if we counted all the different pieces that are cutting across here, there'd be much, much more than what there is across this one. So the pressure distributed across that 2 inches will do a much better job than the pressure over that 7-inch piece, if that makes sense. So wherever possible, if you can get your dies pretty much vertical, you'll get a much crisper cut. I'm not saying it won't cut that way. As I say, you might need your metal shim in there, or you might need just a pass through and a reverse if you're using a Gemini, just to make sure that it's actually cut properly. And then I'm just going to bring in my die tool there, just to help release this a little bit. So first job is to take the tape away. So I'm just going to take that off and pop it to one side. Now on this particular one, there aren't any embossing elements. And what I mean by that is any areas that don't have a cutting edge around them. So if you find that on your dies and you've got an embossing sort of facility with them, then you can pop your embossing mat on and pass it through the machine a second time. But this particular one, all the areas have sort of got a cutting edge around them. So I'm just going to take the excess pieces out of there, and then I like to turn it over and take my cardstock away. I'm in control that way, taking it out of the die, rather than pulling the metal off blindly and risk snagging some of your designs. It's just the way I like to work with it. So we'll get rid of all the bits off the Gemini plates, because the last thing we need when we use that again is to have any little pieces on here, because they will emboss into your next design. So let's just have a look and see if we've got everything out of there. I think it's looking okay there. Yep, okay. And then what I did was grab my scoreboard. And I'm just going to score, let me just remember, just a 1/2 inch down this side here. So I just need my score tool, and I'm just going to pop a 1/2 inch down here, and this is going to make a tab to fasten it to the back piece of the card.
I see.
Like so. So this is going to be my front edge that opens here, and then we're going to have a piece at the back. Now I've actually prepared that because I've also added a little bit of ink and some gems.
Oh,
so
nice.
You can see here, this is the piece that we've just cut.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. And all I've done is add a little bit of our pink tulip ink, because we're going to work with some pattern papers that have a pink in. And then in the centre of the flowers, I've just popped some little gems in there. But if you go to the back of here and just touch the petals there.
Oh yeah, pop them out.
These are actually cut, but not all the way round.
Yeah.
So when you actually lift it, you've got a little bit of dimension going on with the petals there. And you can just, I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera there. You can just see how they're just lifted slightly around the edge of the petals, and it just adds that extra touch to it. So that, and I've cut this one slightly shorter than the back piece because I wanted that sort of staggered. It wasn't that I'd cut it wrong, I just wanted it slightly staggered. So then I want some mats and layers, and I've taken some beautiful pink, I can't remember which collection this was from. I'm not sure if it wasn't from the Peony set of cards, not the Peony, the Positive Thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Same colour. So yeah, it's just a really nice shade of pink mirror card. And what I want to do, the reason I haven't done a complete mat on here is because I want the white to go in here to write on, but I want the pink to show through that design there, so that we've got that pink coming through the die cut area. So that one's going to stick on the back, and then I've just put a little bit of die cut which will link in with what I'm going to do on the front of the card. So again, bit of double-sided tape just to get this in place. Really straightforward to start with, just showing those edgeables on an edge of the card. Okay, so that one's going to go in the back, and that's going to cover up that join where I attach the front to the back of the card. And then because I've handled that well, I'm just going to give it a little
white.
It's got a lot of fingerprints on there, but that's because I think it's been in and out of my bag. There we go, look, nice and clean. And then on the front, I've used that same mirror card and a piece of pattern paper which came from our... do you know, I'm terrible at this. I just grabbed something. I think it's Bell Countryside. Yes, I think it is. And that's where the pink tone came from. And that bit's going to go on the front here. So again, just using that double-sided tape pen all the way around the edge. Plenty strong enough for those mats and layers. And that one's going to line up on the front there. Whoops. Line it up a bit better than that, Jan. There we go, that's better. Get that one stuck down. And then it's just a case of embellishing. So I've just stamped a nice little sentiment out, just with love, seeing as it was all in the pinks and the flowers. So I'm going to pop that one on flat. And I do like my gems. Anybody that knows me and that's watched me craft knows that there's always got to be gems on there. So that one's going to go about there.
Yep.
And then we launched these a little while ago. There was a set of 3 flowers and a foliage set, and honestly, these never leave my desk now. This is the Dainty Daisy, which cuts out those lovely open work flowers. So I've just cut some of those in some scrap pink card, popped a little embellishment in the middle, and we're going to use these just to add some detail on that front element.
What's the size of the card, Michelle's asking?
The size of it, it is 6 1/4 in width from side to side by 7 tall.
Brilliant.
So it's not a standard size, and I must admit we are a bit guilty of that here at Crafters because we don't have to put them in envelopes.
No.
But of course, if you've got access to the enveloper, you can make your own. You could even use a piece of matching paper from the kit to make your own envelope and make the whole thing into a gift, which is what I tend to do.
Yeah.
So I don't worry too much about my card sizes, I must admit. So we're going to pop those. I've just got a little tiny bit of tape on the back of those. And literally just pop those on as a cluster there.
Very pretty.
Just to add a little bit of decoration. Okay. So I'm going to pop those like that. And I do like my pink, I must admit. I have to be careful not to do everything in pink. So that's showing that edgeable off. And that's just on that vertical edge of the card there. So again, pop that one up there. And you can see now why I added that little tiny cut off here, just as a hint to link it to that cluster at the front. And you've got that lovely pink showing through that decoration. Okay, so nice and simple on the first one.
Yeah,
All right.
but I absolutely love it because, again, you're looking at something there which you're thinking really achievable for everybody, but there's no way that we're giving that to someone and they'll go, oh, what a simple card that is. They're going to love like the kind of, the intricacy of it, how professional it looks, but you know that it's super achievable, even if you've only just started with your edgeables. We'll recap these. Must just say a few more good mornings and hellos to everyone. Lots of people getting excited for Jan becoming Nana number 2.
Oh, I know.
So
am I.
I know, can't wait. I think we're all excited here, so make sure we see lots of pictures.
Oh, of course.
Lots of congratulations for my Daisy, so thank you for all of those, very much appreciated. I'll show her later on. Hi to Rebecca, he says morning from Alabama, welcome back to Jan today. Janet Boyd says, so happy to see you, Jan and Ben. Well, we're happy that you're happy and we're happy that you're here. Lots of happies. Sandy says, good morning from Connecticut. It's very sunny. Rachel Norton says, I'm here from Brighton Beach, South Australia yet again. I can't get enough of Ben's voice.
What, with your voice and my corset? Honestly, we're going to a whole different channel, aren't we?
I know, seriously. We'll have to start at 9 p.m. at this rate, won't we? Be post-watershed viewing here on Crafters TV. Marion says, a huge hello to you, Jan. It's great to see you and always lovely to see you, Ben. It's not too cold here in Stockton-on-Tees today. I hope you are all well. It's not quite a nice day, actually, isn't it? We just stuck our heads outside in between the shows and, it seemed all right then. And Sandra says, Jan, just to let you know that the proper roof of the former conservatory, now craft room, has made a big difference.
Has it?
We're having a UV thermal and glare tint put on the windows to completely transform.
Wow, that is interesting. And I know why they've said that, because I craft in my craft room and I've still got the old roof on. And it's one of those that in the summer, it's like a greenhouse. And in the winter, it's like an igloo. I just cannot regulate the temperature in there. And we were talking about, we had a quote about pre-pandemic, so probably going back 3-4 years or so, to have that roof put on to make it into like a proper building rather than a conservatory, but it was such a ridiculous price that at the time we weren't in a position to go. So it's good to know that it's actually made a difference.
Well, thank you, Sandra. Hi also to Deborah, who says good morning from Texas. Hi to Kate, who says good morning from San Francisco. I love San Fran. It's early on a Sunday. Hope everyone is having fun. Rebecca's saying very cute with the petals. Evelyn says hello. And hi to Laura from a rainy Arkansas. And thank you to Astrid, who sent through a autumnal joke. You know me, I always love a joke. Why is it so easy to trick a leaf in October? They fall for anything.
I like that one.
Can I tell you my favourite joke at the moment?
Go on.
Just really quickly. I wish I hadn't said it as a joke because I could have set this up as a real thing. But anyway, came home from work yesterday. My kids had been on eBay all day. If they're still there tomorrow, I'm going to lower the price.
Oh, dear me.
I wouldn't, of course, really sell my kids. Or would I? Right, yes, Daisy did eat my garlic bread the other day. Yes, I was promised a lovely bit of garlic bread when I got home on Friday night, and one of the gannets had eaten it. But anyway, that's a story for another day. The edgeables, the grande edgeables, buy 3, get 3 here, and you've already just seen a bit of a snippet as the kind of things that you can create. I love these as well. I'm sure you've done one similar, where you kind of cut into the main part of your card, and if you're making like an easel card with the stopper, and then when you cut the panel out and use that as your stopper on the bottom of your card as well. I think that was really pretty. Yeah,
could do. There's lots and lots of different, I mean, people tend to think of them on the edge of a card, but there's so many different ways that you can use them. I like the fact that they stay attached to a part of your card. So that part could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be on an edge.
No, absolutely right. It's that thing again, isn't it? And I always get drawn into it, and I know a lot of you will do as well, when you're told what they are. So these are edgeables.
Yes.
But it doesn't just mean you have to use them as edgeables.
Not at all.
We all fall into that trap. So hopefully,
I mean, cut them more than once. Just looking at those, they would join up nicely just down the edge of a scrapbook page. Yeah. Just to make a nice border feature. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely right. You buy 3, get 3 this time around. So it's a really, really great opportunity to pick all of these up. 31. Sorry, I'm still laughing at my own joke. £31.18 or $35.88 if you're a platinum member. Now, other edgeables that we've got on the show. And once again with these,
You and I, you've probably got a better memory than me because my memory's terrible, but you and I did a craft along with one of these once because I specifically remember whatever it was that we made, it was a card or a box.
It was a box, we did the double chocolate box.
Yes.
Where it folded together.
It was
and
the
we
first
had this
time
on the top.
I'd done a bit of paper piecing because we pieced back in the letters.
The letters.
From the...
You're right.
Yeah.
It's got a good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed it. I found it very therapeutic,
Yeah.
just piecing the waste back in. £20 today for this full collection. It is a ridiculous deal. Basically, you buy 2, get 3 free here. You're getting the All My Love, My Special Day, and the family one, which we'll show you just a second for free. But £20.78, £23.92. And nice these, isn't it, for the fact that you've got that curved design in here. You've got a lovely kind of edgeable detail, different on all of the dies that you're going to get. But also you've got the wordage, the sentiment actually built into the die cut as well, and allowing you to do lots of different things with these. I particularly love the pattern on this one. I'm hoping that, you know, this is not a die that you're going to have to be using that often, but it's not a nice one to have in your crafty armoury for when you do need to use it. Again, the detail that you've got in the actual floral arrangement and the foliage there is phenomenal, and that's where you finish paying, because the other 3 that you're going to get, so this beautiful From Our Family to Yours, It's Your Special Day, which I think you saw a little bit earlier on, and then also the Sending All My Love. Those 3 you get for free. So once again, a really good opportunity to pick these up at a steal of a deal. Should be £65, $75, just £20.78 today, or $23.92. Just worth bearing in mind too that if you aren't yet within Club Inspire, maybe you have just found us, maybe you've come here because you're getting excited for birthday, do make sure you sign up to Club Inspire. It's free to do, and you're only going to benefit certainly over the next couple of weeks as our birthday event gets into full mode. Right, a few more comments and we're going to get cracking on. Oh, Lily's commented. Lily, our Lily.
Oh, Lily.
Saying, good afternoon, Ben and Jan.
Oh, hi, Lily.
Hi, Lily. She says,
She's coming in later, isn't
No,
she?
she says, I'm just stopping in to say hello before I head into the studios for Second Chance Sunday tonight. I'm looking forward to joining you all later, but for now I am loving seeing all of Jan's fab ideas.
Oh, thank you, beautiful.
Astrid says, it's products like edibles and nesting dies which make die cutting my favourite form of crafting. Nanny to the Girl says, what a lovely last card, Jan. Michelle says, gorgeous. Miriam says, hello from South Carolina. Also, Carol McDaniel says, Ben, I love your dad jokes. Plenty more where that came from, and plenty more crafting.
Don't get him started.
don't encourage me. It sounds like my wife. Don't encourage him. Shall we have another demo with these?
Right, we're going to have a look at the sentiment ones this time. We'll sort of do a little bit of flip-flopping backwards and forwards. So I've chosen It's Your Special Day. All right, so this one, I love the detail on here. Now, these are classed as edgeables, and you'll know, anybody that's sort of had a look at the packaging, it always says on here which, again, if you were watching me earlier and I did my diagram with the subheading, you've got Gemini as a die cut as a main heading, and then you've got all the little sections off it. So we do creator card dies, we do the edgeable dies, we do the element dies. There's lots of different compartments that they fit in, but I just think, you know, that suggests that they have to go on an edge, and that was what they were designed for. That was the concept.
Yeah.
But again, there's nothing to stop you sort of looking at how else you can use them, and that's what I like. You know, I like to sort of look at something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Now this one's a wee bit longer still. This one says 8.6, so it's just over 8.5 inches along the die by the 2 again. So what I've done is I've stayed with that all-purpose cardstock, and I've actually cut a piece this time. Well, I've left it at the 8.25 inches, which, no, I haven't, telling a lie. I've cut it at 8.5 inches, all right, because we're actually going to pop this one across the front here and take this bottom edge off. So what's going to happen is round the detail here is going to cut away and reveal that lovely sort of feather shape here. But this part is going to stay attached to my card. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use, and if you're not quite sure about how to line them up, you can just see on the back of the die there's a little notch here.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one at this end. This is where the actual cutting edge finishes. So it'll go from here all the way around here, all the way around this way to here, and then it stops. Now, I'm not too worried about that because we're going to cut that off this front edge. So I'm going to use these corner ones here to line up with my piece of card so that I know everything's straight. And again, I've saved my tape, so we'll reuse those pieces of tape just to keep it in place. And again, this is now in a position where I can pop this through my large Gemini at that vertical angle again.
Yes.
All right. If you're using, now the dies will fit through your smaller dies, so they'll go through the Gemini Junior. Okay, but it depends on the size of your project as the orientation of your die. So it's worth having a think about that before you actually decide, you know, what the design is that you're going to make. So again, pop in the rest of the shims and we'll pass that one through and get that one cut out. And then I'm actually going to sort of pop a different colour under there. Just as a contrast to make up the front of the card again. So we're going to have that piece come over the top and then we're going to put this gorgeous sort of, it's like an aubergine colour underneath it so that we get that contrast between the whites. So let's just take that one out. And again, we need to take the tape away. And I've only used the normal cutting sandwich. I've not put any metal shim in as yet for these.
Will these go through the manuals as well? They'll go through the MIDI, wouldn't they?
Yes, because the MIDI is the same size as the Junior.
Junior, yeah.
And then again, I like to just give it a little bit of a helping hand with my die brush there. Is it actually working?
Okay. If you do need the tools, by the way, we do have the essential tools collection for your edgeables, and also a starter kit for you too, if you want to check those out on the Shop the Show pages on the website.
So again, nice and easy, taking it out of the metal work. It's put a little bit of extra pressure there, so it's actually just perforated it there, but with the die cutting machine. But if I just tease that out gently, we can get the rest of it out without any damage there. Okay, perfect. And I've got one, of course, that I did earlier. So you can see now when we actually pop that back together and just reinforce that fold, and then I just need to snip that last little bit there where it's not quite gone to the edge. Okay, and that's going to be the front edge of my card there. Okay, and then when we slot this piece underneath, you can see how all of a sudden that comes to life now. With that detail on the front. Okay, and then what I've done is I've taken a contrasting colour. We've actually got some Centura Pearl on the show with lots of different colours. This is actually the I want to say either lilac or lavender. I can't remember which one.
Lavender.
Yeah. Is it lavender we've got on? Yeah. Okay.
Well, we've got lilac and lavender, but that's lavender.
Yeah. And then all I've done is I've popped that strip over the lettering and just cut the letters out again because I wanted the letters in that lilac shade. And then what I did is I used some of our double-sided adhesive, cut it into thin strips and popped that on the back of here. So all I've done is literally cut it to about 3/4 of an inch and then taken the top layer off and stuck it over the letters at the back. And that way it's now going to make the front part of the aperture sticky. And then I'm going to take said letters that I've just recut and bring it in to look like so.
Oh, great.
So it does take a little while to do.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you've got a hold and release sheet, you could do it with those, but then you have to add the glue into the gaps to stick it in because the hold and release sheet doesn't apply an adhesive, it just holds the letters in place. My letters, as you can see, stayed in the die beautifully. Okay, so when I've just cut the white one, you can see those letters have stayed in. So all I did was get the sticky behind, get everything ready, and then when I'd cut this layer, the lilac, I've got the lilac letters in here. All I did was wriggle it back into place, and you can feel it click into place. Yeah. And then just poke all the letters through, and they stick to the adhesive that you've got behind. It's quite straightforward. Yeah. All right, but it does take a little while, so I thought we'll just jump ahead. So pop those to one side and skip to that one. So I've now stuck the purple piece onto the inside. So we've actually got all this stuck down. We've got those lovely letters done in the lilac just to add to it. Okay. And then I couldn't make my mind up whether it needed anything else at the bottom, just to offset it. I still can't make my mind up whether it needs it. There was a lot of that purple showing. I think I am going to pop that in place, just on that end there. And all I've done is cut a piece, it's just a scrap of the white that was left over from cutting the card. And then I've just fastened a little piece of lilac ribbon, which picks out the lilac in here. So again, we'll pop a bit of double-sided tape on there. And I'm just going to pop that. It's just made to sort of mat and layer inside the bottom, just to sort of counteract that top piece. Now, I haven't done a separate sentiment for this because obviously you've got it on there, but I did think it needed a little bit of decoration. So just with one of my punches that I've got at home.
Oh, cute. We had those punches on, I think, last night. The mini punches, or different. We had the Violet Studio punches last night with the butterflies. Very similar. Are
they? This is one I've had for years and years, and it's just a nice size. They're only tiny. Yeah. They're probably about about 3/4 of an inch across, but they're just nice to fill in a little gap if you need it. And then I've just got a little tiny bow there to go in the centre, just as embellishment. So we're going to put that bit in the middle of there and line that up with the centre of the edgeable. But you can see there that technically that's not on an edge anymore.
No.
You know, we've cut it on the edge of the card originally, but now we've stuck it down, it's actually not on the edge of the card, it's become part of the card. So I always think there's a bit of overlap with the edgeables into that creator card range again, because you don't need to do much more. All I've got here is a couple of tiny little embellishments because you want this to do the talking. So I'm just going to put one of those at the top there and a couple, and these were just cut out of what was left of that aubergine coloured card that was out of my stash. I just wanted something that that sort of complemented the lilac. Again, just a little bit of glue on those, and those are just going to be my accents on there. So let this bit do the talking. That's the die. I've just popped a little gem in the centre there just to match. And again, you've got a beautiful design there. Very, very simple to do.
Yeah.
And just think those give you the detail. And in this case, it's giving you the sentiment as well. You can just see that sentiment slightly different in colour there. And with it being the Centura Pearl, it's just got that little bit of a shimmer on it as well. So yes, it's really nice to use.
It's all very easy to follow, and again, you know, I look at that and think, well, I could do that. You could do that if you've never done it before. But then you look at the finished project, and it looks to an untrained eye that is a card which is taking you, you know, blood, sweat, and tears to do. And again, if you want to, you know, copy that sort of word for word and point for point, obviously we've got the dies on the show. We've got all of the Centura Pearl for you too. So again, it's all available individually, but colours, lilac, dark chocolate. We have got the lavender. There's pumpkin, Christmas red. We'll go through that perhaps later. And if you haven't got the little butterflies, I'm sure you've got butterfly dies at home, but we do still have on the show from yesterday, the Violet Studio show, you'll find those punches. You've got the butterfly and the dragonfly together as a punch, and then the stars and the, I don't know what the other one was. There was 2 in another packet for about £4 platinum. So worth having a look.
Was it a heart?
I think it might have been a heart and a star. Yeah, heart and a star. But have a look. It will be there on the website. Just search Violet Studio punches and you'll see them. Tricia says, have this edgeable collection. Great to get ideas on how to use it. Lovely card, says Jill. Rebecca says, the little added bits make your cards very pretty. Very beautiful card, says Lakieta. Thank you, Susie. It was a balloon that you got in the other one. A balloon and a star, not a heart. Close, though. And thank you, everyone, to who's sending in... suggestions of TV shows that my Daisy should watch. A lot of you saying she should watch Heartland. Apparently a drama series all about horses. Very family friendly, and it's from Canada. It's about a lovely family. Marion says, I'm addicted. I catch it on Netflix. Well, I will certainly have a look at that later on and take your recommendations on that. Thank you. And thanks to Astrid, who says, Jan has a crafty plan. She's a woman on a mission to make sure we can. She teaches and inspires. She triggers crafty choirs. We love you, Nana Jan. You're a gem.
Oh, that is lovely.
That's from Astrid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you know, they're a bit overwhelming sometimes, our customers. It's like, I come and I do this because I love it. And as you know, I love the teaching aspect of it. Coming from that background, it's something that I enjoy. But honestly, you guys, sometimes it's like, lump in the throat time.
But it's like, I just said to Susie, because obviously I chat with Susie while she's in on the show, and I showed you about Daisy, and apparently, like, she sent me through a few comments of people, you guys saying well done. She said there's loads and loads of you just commenting well done to Daisy, and I've worked at other places, and there's no way I would share what my family does with other people, but I love sharing it with you guys because you seem to love what we do.
It means something,
it means
doesn't
a lot.
it? Yeah.
So thank you. I'll show you these boards in a second. Just a quick question, because I forget to ask it, because there's loads of comments coming through. Question from Nettie, who says, how do you stop the card marking from getting imprint on the plate when it goes through the machine?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. The clear plates is what I call scarring on them, because that's their job. It's to absorb the pressure, and you get a lot of, I can see on here things that other people have cut on the plates. You know, there's this sort of different shapes on here, different impressions on here, and it does mark. That is the job of the plate. If you notice here, this is how I work at home. I keep one of mine totally clear. Right. This is my base plate. And then I've got the two shims, and then you have the one that's got the scarring, which is the one that you're cutting into. So occasionally, if you're working with something like Centura Pearl or a Miri card that's got a nice shiny surface, you can get this patterning transfer because of the pressure in the Gemini particularly. Sometimes when you've had this cardstock in for whatever reason, you'll get the scarring transfer. Easy way round it is if you're cutting into it this way, pop a sheet of photocopier paper down first onto your glass plate, your clear plate, which covers all this up, and then put your work down onto it. If it's the other way round and you're getting it on the top, pop your work down first and then put the piece of copier paper over the work. And the paper's so thin, the photocopier paper's so that it doesn't alter the sandwich, and it's not enough in there to warrant anything going wrong with you know, passing it through the Gemini or your die cutting machine. But what it does do is that will absorb any of this detail rather than it going onto the card that you're working on.
Brilliant.
Yep, I hope that helps.
It did, certainly. Thank you very much. A few more comments we'll do in a second. I'll just quickly show you this full collection. So buy two, get three free on the Slimline Curve Sentiment dies. £20 today is a really, really good deal. And there's £20 and change if you're platinum, $23.92. And also, I love about this, I love the paper piecing of the letters back in, but you've actually got some sentiments in here which are... you know, you can use them for sort of lots of different occasions. I mean, obviously with heartfelt sympathy, but things like from our family to yours, you know, that could be for loads of different occasions. I'm going to do something different with that one at the end of the show. Are you? Look forward to it. You know me. Oh, yeah. It's your special day again. Think about that as birthdays, weddings. Lots of different occasions. Lots of different occasions. Anniversaries, retirements, divorces. I mean... It could be whatever, really. And again, sending all my love. Maybe you just want to, you know, let somebody know that you're thinking about them. It's a lovely set of sentiments we've popped together there, sort of non-specific, if you like. £20.78 or £23.92 is the deal. Still Sparkly saying, I love watching Jan. Simply beautiful card, says Pamela. Astrid says, you're very special too, Ben, and we love hearing about your family. Lillian says, Ben, can you sing the Black Beauty theme music, please? I used to watch that religiously. He's a whale. My sister used to love that show. It always used to be on a Sunday, and it's one of those themes. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I can get very what's the word? Emotional about music one way or the other. And the Black Beauty theme tune is one of those theme tunes I can't listen to for too long. It makes me like, I don't know why. Weird, isn't it? I can't listen to it for too long. It makes me totes emotion. Choke up. Totes emotion. Totes emotion. It chokes me up a bit. I don't know why. Right, very quickly, just wanted to show you the Learn Edgeables collection. when we first launched this a few weeks ago, I thought it was called the Leanne Edgeables collection, but no, Learn Edgeables. Basically a bit of a starter collection if you are new and you just want to dip your toe in the water when it comes to all things edgeable. So what we've done with this collection is we've popped two edgeable dies in for you. So you've got the Ditsy Daisies. Ditsy Daisies? Yeah, Ditsy Daisies. And then also you've got the Congratulations Edgeables. That one's similar, I suppose, to the ones that you've just seen, the fact that you've got the detail and that curved design and then the actual sentiment built into the die itself. So you get those two dies. Also very handily, you'll have seen Jan using this bad boy a lot. That's a very handy tool to have.
It is, yes. It doesn't come in the box, I must admit. I put mine in a box because I find it, you know me, a mess. I don't like making a mess, so it collects all the mess. But the sponge and the die tool are invaluable, they really are. You
can get as well replacement heads separately for this, which you will need down the line. We've also popped in then some inks as well if you want to add some colour to your die cut. So both in the water reactive, you've got your Damson wine, and we've popped in there your baby blue. Then we've also thrown in, if you've got inks, you're probably going to want to have something to apply them with. One of our daubers, so you've got the round blending tool there, and you've got replacement heads with that as well. And just to make it an even better kit for you, we've popped in some of our Centura Pearl too, because you're obviously wanting to be die cutting into something. So you're going to get 10 sheets of our cherry, 10 sheets of the baby blue as well. So that really is a lovely collection just to kind of get you started. If you don't want to go for a full bundle today, but you want to see what all the fuss is about, I would push you in this direction because you get everything that you would need to get started. There's not a lot of these as well. We've actually, a lot of people have been buying them today at less than 50 chances to buy this collection at £24 or $32 if you're a platinum member. I cannot believe, I've just looked at the time. We are almost halfway through the show. You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. Hi to Mary who's joined us. Also, thank you to everyone for the lovely comments coming through about Jan's demos so far. And there are lots more to come. Keep the comments coming. Any more questions, fire them in, and we will get those answered and show you lots more inspiration. The other side of this short break, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, you know, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special, 100%, it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Time to get red carpet ready. Our sensational 17th birthday is nearly here, and we're bringing the razzle dazzle to celebrate in serious style.
Join us from the 17th to the 30th of October for the most sensational soiree of the season.
Boy, do we have some treats in store for you. We have got a star-studded lineup of launches and so many crafty treats and surprises.
So head on over to the Crafters Companion website to find out more.
Not long to go now. It's only another, oh no, I've not worked it out. Quick, Ben. 5 minutes. 20, 90. 15, so that's 20.
9 hours?
11. Oh, don't know. Let's set. Oh, what? Oh dear. I wish I'd not started this now. My brain's just gone to mush.
15 to 24. Is that not 9 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. And 5 minutes.
9 hours and 5 minutes.
Is that right?
Oh no, but then, so no, yeah, so it's
from
20
midnight
hours,
to 11 o'clock.
Yeah, 20
yes.
hours, 5 minutes.
I'm with you, yes.
But
I'd only gone to
officially,
midnight.
When it's, I see.
Yes.
I was thinking then it's more than that. I know what you mean.
No, I'd only gone to midnight.
Yeah. But that's till midnight, but still the official first show, 20 hours, or now 4 minutes. So, yeah, it's exciting. Hi to Beth, who says, I'm tiptoeing to the back of the room as I'm late. We saw you tiptoeing in. See us after. You'll find. Robin says, hello from Wichita, Kansas. I love starting my day off watching you all. And Kimberly J. Millwood says, good morning from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I hope all is well. We're good. And Astrid says, I had the Black Beauty theme on vinyl. I used to listen to it over and over when I was around 10. Keep the comments coming through. We're coming back to the Grande Edibles collection. I'll show you through the boards again in just a little while, but I think we want to see demos. That deal, by the way, is a buy 3 get 3 free deal, so a half price deal in essence. Better than half price if you are within Club Inspire, if you're platinum. That's the price there, so £31.18 or $35.88. Yes, Miriam, less than 24 hours. Yes, that's how long it is. We'll go with that. What are you going to show us next, Jan?
We're going to go back to those Grande Edibles again. So again, like I said, a little bit of flip-flop, and then my last demo is using the curved ones again. So a couple of each. So this time I'm going to use the Rose Garden one, and this is the one that you said. I must admit, Ben, I did think about the paper piecing.
Yeah.
But it does take a little bit longer. So I've stuck with the similar principle to what we did on the first one, but a different card structure. So again, they do vary slightly. This one's back to the just over 7 1/4 inches by 2. So I've got my piece here, and this time we're going to make an easel card. This is going to be the base of the easel card, and this one measures 7 1/8 by 6 1/2. Okay, so again, the die is slightly longer than the actual piece of card, but I'm not too worried about that. All right, so again, I just want to make sure when you're doing this that I want to cut out of this front edge here. So make sure that you've got the piece that has the cutting edge in the right place. Otherwise, if you have it upside down, it's going to cut a chunk off the bottom.
Yeah.
And I know that because I've done it many a time. So yeah, I'm just going to turn this round so that I can get it lined up again. And all I've done is just taken off over the edge, just that little tiny bit. And I've got a bit of a pencil line on my piece there where I want it to go. Yeah, just going to line it up there. And then when I'm happy with that, we're just going to tape it down again. And you can see that this piece again is going to fit in my Gemini with that lovely vertical sort of application. So wherever I've got that facility, I don't need to add in any more of my plates.
Okay.
Okay, if I was cutting it horizontally, I think I would be tempted to pop the metal shim in just to give it that extra bite. Because we've got all those extra cutting pieces when we're going horizontal, I suppose you're going across the 7-inch width instead of the 2-inch width. So again, that's just going to cut out. And this is a really nice one. The detail on here is gorgeous. So again, pop that away. It's taken that end bit away. Okay, I've got a little bit there that's still intact. So I'm just going to tear that surplus off for now and then trim it when I've done. And then again, just make sure you can use the die brush if you wish. That will dislodge some of the pieces. It helps if you take the tape off first, Jan. That's always a good idea.
Do you use, a question, so the die brush tool obviously you use now to help separate the die from the cardstock. Do you use that as well, just separate on the...
To clean the die?
The die, and conversely just on the actual die cut itself. Can you... So you're obviously using, on all four
you can use it
ways.
just over the actual card as well.
Right.
Yeah. So I do it just to help release it from the actual die there. And this one is quite intricate because you can see where this has actually come away, but you also want this edge as well. So just be careful when you're taking it out.
Yeah.
One of these will be sort of more of a release hole. Should be. Where are we? One of them won't actually be a... Ooh, it is. Right, so I'm going to use the brush again because I want to make sure that that piece here lifts up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to bring that one out as well as this piece here. Then once you've got hold of it, then you can actually release it.
It's quite a satisfying noise releasing it, isn't it?
So you can also use your die brush here to help clean.
Yeah.
And you can also, like you said, Ben, you know, you can hold this one and you can do it to help dislodge pieces that are still left in. So it's a really useful tool to have. And as I say, I just pop it in the box because I'm not one for, I don't like making an awful lot of mess. So the box just catches all the pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's easy to just transport it. So again, now if we have a look at that against, I use that one, just give me a little bit of background. The detail, we just need to snip that little bit where it's not quite reached the edge of the card.
Yes.
Rather than tearing it off, just snip it in line with the rest of it and then you can get rid of that little piece there. But we've got really, really detailed, and what you were saying, Ben, was these just lend themselves to having that lovely paper piecing in there. They really do. Okay. And again, similar to what we did with the first one, I was going through, when I was looking for the pink, I came across this, and this again is from one of the older collections. I've just taken, because I'm still in the process, my craft room is a constant tidying, reallocating, readjusting to fit things in. And what I did was take a lot of cardstock out of boxes that were older collections. And by older collections, I mean like going back a couple of years, Sarah Sig collections. I'd still got all the cardstock in the boxes and it was taking up a lot of room.
Yeah.
Came across some gorgeous, I think this is from an old Christmas collection, but it's like a lime green. Stunning. So with the black, again, we're going to pop that behind there so that we've got that green.
Yes. That
just
is
flicking
amazing.
through the middle, okay? So on the back of here then, I'm just going to run a piece of, I need my really thin double-sided tape there. I'm just going to use the red line one there.
Whilst you're sticking, Sandra says, Ben, will the stuff for birthday be going live on the site at midnight? I don't know the answer to that, and I would say potentially check then, but I would guess the majority of the items will probably go live around about 8 AM UK time tomorrow. That is only a guess, that's not gospel. Potentially could go live as early as midnight, but don't stay up on my behalf to check. It's up to you. I think it will be early tomorrow morning at some point, but I don't 100% know the answer to that. But good question. Sorry, I couldn't answer it.
It's all right. And then I'm going to use my dotty tape pen just to apply some adhesive to the rest of the design. And again, follow the design. So where this is loose here, I wouldn't come this way with, because you're going to snag all this and you don't want to sort of damage it. So again, I would go out this way onto that design. So follow the way that your design is sort of leading so that you don't damage. Again, this edge, we're going to come out to the edge. And I just want some dots on there so that that will stick now to my cardstock. So what I want to do is line this up so that we've got that last sort of little bit of edge showing as if it's like lace sticking over the edge there. And then the rest of it is going to be covered with the card. Okay, give it a good press from the back, and then again, you don't risk damaging that bit that's die cut. And if you do happen to have got any dots showing, they will just rub away. And then I've just noticed there's a little bit that I don't need. So I'm just going to take my scissors from the back here and trim that bit off because I want it to run level with the card itself. That edge is okay. So we've now got this piece that's going to come at the front. And then I've done exactly the same with a second piece. But I've added that 1/2 inch tab on it again. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick this piece onto, let me just think which way it's going. It's going to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to go, ooh, hang on a minute. That way, that's it. Yeah, it's all right. I will explain in a second. So I've just left a 1/2 inch tab. I've put my tape on there. And when I said it was going to be an easel card, it's actually going to be an inverted easel.
Okay.
So again, we're taking it sort of a step further. So I'm just going to line that up with the back there. And what I mean by an inverted easel is that instead of folding this way like we do traditionally and have the piece on the front, this piece is going to fold up and we're going to have the detail here.
Gotcha.
So I've actually now got that gorgeous edge on both sides. I know it's not the easiest thing to see with the black.
Yeah, you can see the flashes of it. Yeah.
But then I went through and I thought, I've got no paper pads that match that green now at all. So where do you go from there? You make your own. So out came the Spring Meadow and the Grasshopper opaque inks.
Okay.
And we did a little bit of inking onto some cardstock. I've matted and layered it on that lovely green again. And I've just splattered it with a little bit of gold paint as well. So these are actually going to be the panels that now fit in here like so. So they're just nice and simple. I've added a couple of black beads on them just for embellishment to tone in with the rest when we've finished. So we're going to pop that one. And again, that covers up where I've done the join because this one's going to sit in here nicely. And then this one's to go on the inside part. And then I decided not to do one for the top because I didn't want to distract anything from that lovely die cut piece. So the question was, did I want a piece to go in here? But I decided not. So this one's going to go inside the inside part. And again, I get asked a lot with this kind of card as to where you would put your message. Okay, so in that respect, I would normally, so because you've got the white on here, you might want to put another piece of black over it and then matte and layer another white piece so that you can write your message on the back, or you could do the same on the back of this piece. I don't mind that it looks like this on the back for demo purposes, but if I was sending it to someone, I would probably cut a piece of black and enclose that inside so it wasn't as obvious. So that's the bulk, that's the main part of our card. And then again, all I've done is just taken a sentiment from one of my sentiment stamps. That little butterfly's here again.
Yeah.
And I've gone with the white stamping card, the all-purpose card. I've done a layer of black. You can just see that round the edge there. And then I've got that lovely lime green. And this is just using my stitch circles and my scallop circles from the nesting dies.
Yeah.
And then this one sits like so.
Very classy.
So I just need a little bit of tape on the middle of here. And I'm just going to position this so that it's straight and that it's at an angle so that we can get it down. So about halfway and just in the middle there, I think is probably going to be okay. Squeeze that one down. So it's going to essentially stand like so. Now, with it, as with an ordinary easel, we need, it's grabbing it a little bit, but we need that stopper. So what I've made, and Lily's got these coming up later, if you didn't catch them on the launch, this is the new Christmas set of bows.
Very clever.
But this one's just really plain, there's nothing Christmas about it. So I've literally just done it in the black, and I've actually got at home some black foam tape. So again, I've popped that on because I thought I don't want to see in between.
White, yeah.
Now, if I can get the back off it, that's the trick.
The festive bows at the bottom of the screen, the good thing about this is, as you see me, Jan, if you don't add like the detailed dies to the bows, you can use the bows actually all year round.
Yep, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, I just didn't use the middle bit for this one. So I just need to get my backing off because this has been in my drawer quite a while.
Do we sell black foam pads?
Not that I'm aware of, no. But when you're working on a black project, the last thing that you want really are white foam pads in the middle of it. So if you don't have any black foam pads, I would use a little bit of glue gel.
Oh, okay.
Something like that that's going to take on the colour black because it's translucent.
Yeah.
It'll take on that black anyway. And then what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to flick this round with the right hand and I'm just going to use this at an angle here to actually act as the stopper for that piece there. Okay, and then I'm going to leave it just as simple as that. So you can see there where we've got that sort of opens up, it folds reasonably flat. I've got the bow inside there, so you've got a little bit of dimension. It might need a box. But you can see there with that lime green, and I thought the lime green and the black look really stunning.
Works really well.
We've got that edgeable at the bottom and at the top just to complement on there. So that's that one.
Beautiful card, says Melanie D. Of course, everything Jan makes is beautiful. Second that. Jan, this is stunning, says Carol McDaniel, and Michelle, it's for you, says lovely card, elegant. Rhonda Crowley says, Jan, I wish you had been my teacher in primary school. I may have actually learned something.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. I can imagine you being a...
We used to have fun, I must admit.
Yeah. And Rebecca asks, Jan, could you tell me more about the finish of the Centura Pearl, please?
The finish of it?
Yeah, like what can you do with Centura Pearl? Can you ink onto it, that kind of thing?
Yes, it takes the inks beautifully. It is technically a 300 GSM card, and the card underneath it is very similar to our multi-purpose card.
Yeah.
And then it's got a coating on the top, which has got that beautiful pearlescent finish on it. Have I got any to hand?
I have.
Says.
Oh, you've got some.
I've just got a little bit. It's just a random colour that I've just grabbed, but you can see the back of it. The back of it you can stamp on beautifully if you want to, but the front has just got that gorgeous shimmer on there. It is beautiful. It die cuts like butter.
Yeah.
It really does. So your edgeables, you know, that beginner's kit, that little starter kit, to actually die cut into the Centura is absolutely gorgeous. But yes, it does take ink beautifully. You just need to wait maybe a wee bit longer than normal for it to dry, because it's on not a shiny surface, but a satin surface. It does take a little bit longer to dry, but yeah, embosses beautifully. Yeah. I did it last time I was here. I did a card where I'd embossed white Centura Pearl with a script folder, and then I'd use my pink ink over the top of it, and that looked really nice because the background was still white, but the script on it was pink. So yeah, so many different things. You can make your card bases with it. You know, if you want to literally just score this in half, you've got that A5 card base. So it's strong enough to withstand that. There's so many different things. It really is a useful, and the colour, there's such a beautiful colour range. We're going to use some of that pumpkin one in the last demo. Going to go all Halloweeny for the last one.
Woo! Lots of love coming in for that last card as well. Stunning, elegant, beautiful. Just a few of the descriptive words coming through. Jan, these cards are beautiful this morning, says Rebecca. Lakieta says that card is amazing. And Cropping Susie says, gorgeous card, Jan. You are so very talented. I love watching you create. I always get the best tips. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to get the Grande Edgeables, buy 3, get 3 on this particular set. And again, you've seen just how gorgeous they are to be working with. All 6 you're going to get for the price of 3, including your gingham lace, your elegant trellis, the amazing balloon flowers. They're a real thing. You've got your rose garden in there too, as you've just seen. I think that's probably my favourite die within the collection. And these 3 that I'm showing you here, of course, you're not paying for. Daisy lace, which you saw a little bit earlier on, where you can just manipulate those beautiful floral pieces through your cards, just poke them through your pokey chill to get those really standing proud. And then you've also got your Chasing Dragonfly set as well. Gorgeous card, love the pop of green, says Catherine Folder. Hadassah says, Jan is amazing. That card is a stunner. It's going to be interesting tonight, isn't it? It's going to be interesting because it's going to be Jan versus Lily for the demo of the day.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Lily does some gorgeous stuff.
No, but you do gorgeous stuff as well. It's going to be a clash of the titans this evening from 6. And then, of course, after we've found the winner of the day, we've got, wow, what a lineup tonight for demo of the week. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. The project's boxes, we've got pop-up boxes, we've got albums, all sorts tonight. Make sure you join us because there's going to be one heck of a vote. Right, quickly show you the Centura Pearl that we've got. Now, you've got cherry on the screen. I don't have cherry. No, I don't have a cherry. I can offer you a red. I can offer you a Christmas red. Any takers on red?
Cherry was in the
it's in a bundle,
kit, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly darker, the cherry one.
Well, you have got cherry available. It's down there somewhere. But yeah, so there you go. Cherry is available for you. These are all $3.19 or $5.59. You've also got. I'm going to have to follow you guys here. So you've got baby blue. 310 GSM, of course. A4 size, 10 sheets of each. Next. Ooh, I want to say that I've not seen this colour before. I mean, I've seen the colour platinum before, but I don't know if I've seen it in our Centura Pearl. 10 sheets of that. Also, another one which doesn't crop up very often, the dark chocolate. By the way, these are all individual. You've then got your baby pink. That's a great price today as well. £3, £5.59 if you platinum. Lavender, which is the one you used in your
second
demo. Second demo.
Second one. Well,
Lavender.
we did that little bit of paper piecing, yeah.
Of course, Halloween is coming.
Yep.
Halloween is coming.
We're going to use the orange in this one.
Witches,
Pumpkin.
bats, and big black cats. Ooh, boo. That's Craig's song from the other day.
All right.
Can't get it out of my head. Pumpkin, that is such
I've just got a little
gorgeous...
black cat. I haven't got a big black cat. I've just got a little one.
Oh, a little one. I think I got the words wrong, actually. I think it's... Hang on. Halloween is coming, witches... Oh, witches, cats, and big black bats.
Right.
Big black bats, not big black cats. Sorry, if Craig was here, he would know. Anyway, pumpkin, that is absolutely beautiful. Snap that up. We've then got turquoise. Some lovely colours to choose from. That's really funny, because the colour that you're seeing there on the screen is nowhere near the colour that I've got in front of me here. But anyway, it's definitely turquoise. Then you've got the lilac, 10 sheets. And then, 10 sheets of the Christmas red. Have you not got that? Well, you'll find the Christmas red on the website, but it's not on the show apparently. But there you go, lots to.
There are lots more colours on the website. Yeah.
And by the way,
we've just brought a selection, but there are so many different colours. I used to have great fun when I worked in the store, getting them all in colours, yellows into orange, into red, into used to hate me. What are you doing? It's got to go in colour order.
Of course.
No, it doesn't. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
If somebody comes in and asks for pink, I know exactly where it is. I don't have to look through all the different colours.
Yeah, exactly right. I was going to say something, now I'm doing a you.
Oh,
no. I was going to say something. What was it? Oh, yes, it was. If you do go on the website right now as well and search for various things like your cardstock, things like your core essentials as well, do have a look at some little stickers that may have cropped up above certain items. I won't say any more than that because I'm not allowed to, but I can point you in that sort of direction. We've got an essential edgeables bundle for you as well. So we've got the starter kit, which brings you dies. This kit here just kind of brings you all of the essential tools that you might want to go for. So again, we're going to give you that die brush tool. You've seen how many times this has been used today, which Jan's been demoing. It's an essential craft room tool, really. And the nice thing about this particular bundle is you are also going to get the replacement heads. You're not going to need to use those anytime soon, but it's good to have them there. I suppose, just like with your toothbrush, really, once you see your little bristles getting a little bit floppy, you can simply change that over and use the replacement heads. You do get the sponge in there too. You've got low-tack tape to piece your dies down with as well, which is very handy, of course, with the kind of intricate nature of a lot of the edgeables. That comes to you for free within this particular bundle. And then you've also got all of your Centura Pearl pastels, 48 sheets in here of your pastel colours. So you've got your pastel pinks in here, you've got greens and lilacs and yellows. It's got a bit of an autumnal feel to it, this really, but it's 40, what did I say? 40 sheets you're going to get of all these beautiful colours. I think that, again, is a lovely deal. It's a great, I mean, it's your Essentials collection, but a great kind of bundle for any crafter to stock up on some core craft room tools. And as I said, the deal works out that you get the low-tack tape for free within that bundle. Hi to Jan, he says that last card was a stunner. And Shaddai says, I just sorted all my Centura Pearl cardstock yesterday, Lord Ben. I have 150 packets. I did not know that I had bought so much. Is it all in order? Because if not, Jan can come round and put it all in colour order for you. And do you know what? I did say this would happen, and I'm glad that it has, because I'm as disappointed as you guys. Sylv says, where's the bunting gone?
I know.
I'll tell you, someone removed it. And I'll tell you that someone is not in the studio right now. Oh, she's fessing up. It was Charlotte. She took it down. She took it down. Said she had to. Could have stayed up for another show. Could have stayed up for another show. But never mind. Look, I'll tell you what, there'll be decorations galore in here tomorrow if you love them, because birthday's kicking off like you would not believe. Can't wait for you to see everything that I can see just to hear, and that Jan can see as well. You can't see it. You will tomorrow, though. Listen, we're going to take a short little break. We're going to come back with more information, demonstration, and fun and frolics. And, oh yes, something Halloween. Halloween is coming.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Such a big team of people behind the scenes, and there's a lot going on to support our role on camera. But I think in this instance, I'll probably go with Brent and Kelly.
I've got two in mind for this one, and this is definitely our lovely Brent and Kelly, because not only are they two of the loveliest people and funniest people, can I say, but they are the ones that keep me on track.
Part of their job, not the whole job, is to organise our schedule. Now, there are a lot of us at Craft Experts, as you know, you've seen us all on screen. So organising where we need to be at a given time is one heck of a task, and they do it seamlessly.
In terms of all of our TV scheduling, whether we're up here at Crafters TV or down at Redditch.
Like every month, they send us our schedule as to where we need to be, when we're supposed to be on air, when we're doing other things. So yeah, I'd definitely give them a shout out, because I think, you know, that behind the scenes work doesn't often get credited there.
But I love them dearly, and they are the my two unsung heroes.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Time to get red carpet ready. Our sensational 17th birthday is nearly here, and we're bringing the razzle dazzle to celebrate in serious style.
Join us from the 17th to the 30th of October for the most sensational soiree of the season.
Boy, do we have some treats in store for you. We have got a star-studded lineup of launches and so many crafty treats and surprises.
So head on over to the Crafters Companion website to find out more.
19 hours, 37 minutes. Yes, that is correct. Boom. It's going to be exciting. That's to the first show. 9 hours, 37 minutes. Till midnight. No, 10 hours. No, I can't work it out. 8 hours. Good job, we've got a teacher in the building, isn't it? Charlotte just took the bunting down so you could mail it out to whomever you said you'd mail it to. Lol, says Susie. Yes, I did. I think it was Mary. If you're watching, email me and I will send it out to you. Shaddai says, Charlotte, what are you like? Moving his banner. What are you like, Charlotte? She says sorry. I'll let her off. Did you see she taped me to my chair earlier on and put some tape over my mouth? Have a look on my socials for that. Unbelievable behaviour. I love Centura Pearl card sticks, says Rhonda. And Amani Stackhouse. Amani Hello says, I love Centura Pearl. It's beautiful and makes everything look professional. We're going to see some Centura Pearl in this next demonstration with the slimline curved sentiment dies. I'll show you these again on boards in just a second. £20, $23. Amazing deal. Buy 2, get 3 free. Get all 5 for that amazing price. But let's get stuck in and see this next beautiful make.
Right, so I'm going to go with the black card again. This is just our matte black cardstock, which is the same as what I used on that last demo. But we're going to make a gift bag this time.
Ooh,
and I thought, seeing as Halloween was coming up, I'm going to make a gift bag that you could actually go trick-or-treating with.
Nice.
But we're going to use the From Our Family to Yours on the front of the gift bag. So it was just, again, thinking that little step further. You know, you tend to think of these on the cards like we did with the other one, where we made this one and just popped it on the front of a card there. But this time I'm actually going to use it and pop it across the top of the bag. So all I did was take a strip of the black card, and this is one of the longer ones again, but again, I didn't need it to be as long as it says on the box. It's just over 8.5 inches in length this time. But as long as the wording fits on, I'm not too worried if some of the other bit comes off the edge. So I'm going to keep it, just double check, because you want that cutting edge towards the bottom. And then I'm going to line it up with that corner here so that I know it's nice and sort of straight that way.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit coming off the edge, but I'm not too worried about that because that's part of the decorative element rather than the wording. And again, pop that tape in place. And then this is quite similar to the one we did, whoops-a-daisy, the one that we did with the lilacs. We're going to pop some card behind it to make it look like faux paper piecing. So you don't have to paper piece, you can make it look that way just by popping a different colour behind it. So we pass that through the Gemini, get that cut out. And then I've used some of that gorgeous pumpkin Centura Pearl to pop behind so that we've got the orange peeking out from behind the black. Obviously very sort of Halloween themed. So just to take that one away, it's cut the edge off there because that was my cutting edge. And then we've got that design cut into the back.
Yeah.
Now, because I've only been using cardstock, I've not needed to put my metal shim in for any of these if you're using a Gemini. Now, the dies will fit through any machine. They are just a thin metal die. But if you're using something other than a Gemini, you may need to sort of just double check your sandwich combination to make sure that it's going to do what you want it to do. So again, if I just pinch that one, you can see there we've got that lovely detail from our family to yours. And there is actually, again, scope here to do a little bit of ribbon threading if you wish. Now, they're not designed as ribbon threading dies, but with the way this pattern's done, you could get a very, very thin ribbon through the centre here, or you could go back to front through those top ones. So again, it is there, you know, have a look and see what they're actually capable of doing. So I literally took some of that orange cardstock and I've literally just stuck it behind the top section. And can you see what a difference that makes? Yeah?
It's almost
now
like
I've
it's lit up.
Yeah, cut it down slightly to fit my project. You can see here that this one's a little bit longer. But I just wanted it to fit the project that I'm going to work on. But that, and this could be any colour. You know, I chose to go a bit Halloweeny with this one, but there's nothing to say, you know, that if you were doing it for something else, you know, it could be, I mean, you could even get away with this one as a Christmas card. Yeah. From our family to yours. Why not? Pop some of your Christmas papers with it, that traditional red, gold and green or the contemporary colours, and you could use it for Christmas. So think, what other occasions could I use it for? But just simply by popping that colour behind, I think has just transformed it totally. So that's actually going to be sort of a feature on the front then, and we're actually going to make the gift bag rather than a card this time. So I've taken some more of the black card and I've cut two pieces that are identical. So I've actually got, let's have a look, 11 inches by the 8 1/4, which is our default width here in the UK. All right, and then I've scored it at 1/2 inch and again at 3 inches to make the gusset part for the bag. And then this is going to be the front. So that's the piece that I'm going to work on. And then I've created the tab so that we can stick them together and then eventually make our whole bag. So I'm just going to leave one of them to one side for a minute and work on this front. So in the recent launch that we did, if you happen to get hold of these, I've used some of the elements from these two. I've got the 6x6 paper pad, and I've also got the Wicked Witch craft kit. And out of there, I've taken some of the die cuts and I've cut out the little witch. I've cut out my little black cat.
Yeah. A big black bat?
A little spider, not a bat. All right. And then I've also got the Happy Halloween sentiment, all from that kit.
All still available on the website.
Actually, the little spiders from one of the others that I had with it. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the one with the pumpkins in.
Yeah.
I think it's got 2 different size spiders in. But I just needed a little bit of something else.
Yeah.
So I've taken one of the papers from the kit and I went for the one with the little pumpkins on here.
Oh, the spiders are in the Wicked Witch one. I think that's what it looks like on the web. Might be wrong.
No, I think it was in... I don't know, I'd have to double check. Taking this one with all the pumpkins on here, but it wasn't big enough. If I actually take this one out, it wasn't big enough for the front of my panel here. With some matting and layering, I'd got a gap.
Yeah.
So I had a quick look through my scrap folder and found some scraps and actually came up with this one, which saved me cutting into a second piece of my 6x6. So you can see here that we've got that 6x6 piece on this side. This was in my scrap, which just happens to be the design that's on the reverse of here. It's on the reverse of one of the others as well.
Yeah.
And I've just got that little bit. So what I've done is cut a section and then just a really thin strip of black card as if it's part of the design.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting just that little 3/4 inch sliver off a second sheet. So it's just a way of, some people refer to it as paper blocking. It's just a way of extending it. So it was meant to be like that rather than your piece be too short. And I've also taken the middle out of my orange Centura pearl because my pumpkin colour, because again, I didn't want to waste it and I wanted to take some of the weight out of it as well. With it being Centura, it is that 310 GSM. Then I've got a layer of black and then I've got the paper. So I just wanted to take a bit of the weight away.
Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters in your neighbourhood at Halloween or not really?
There's a little bit of an unspoken word in that, you know, if your house is not decorated
Exactly.
up, they don't tend to come knocking.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I was a little bit... I love Halloween, don't get me wrong. I do like it, and I love this side of it with the crafting. But when my girls were little, I was never one for taking them much trick-or-treating. You never know who's at the back of a door.
No.
To be honest, this day and age. And I wasn't comfortable going to places, whereas now they tend to sort of go to the friends' houses, or if somebody's got all their house decorated, then they'll go and knock on the door. But,
yeah, in our little village, certainly the one we were in before and this one, we just tend to sort of knock on friends and people that we know. And like you say, a bit of an unspoken rule that if they've got decorations out, you can go. But yeah, we tend to sort of go in a big group, gather together and just go, go as one.
I think this day and age, you definitely need a sort of an adult with you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, you know, you never know, do you? I'm always a bit sceptical with things like that. So what we're going to do with that piece that we've cut is we're actually going to make this a feature on the front of the bag like that. So it's from our family to yours, literally. So what I've done is I've got some red line tape on the back of here, just so that we can get a really good stick with this, because I want to make sure it stays in place. And there were just strips of the orange that I've put behind it there just to cover, because I wanted the lattice work to remain as it was. And then I've cut this down so that it fits from corner to corner on the front of the bag like that. Oops. Get it straight. There we go. That's better. And then that can stick down. So it's almost like a cuff along the top of the bag. And then we can stick the two pieces together. Now, I didn't actually, for the purpose of the demo, decorate the back, but there's no reason why you couldn't do the same matting and layering on the other side of the bag if you wish. Okay, so all I'm going to do is now line that one. I'm going to turn it around. I always find it easier to work with my right hand.
Yeah.
So I'm going to line up, make sure that the score line is still showing there in the middle. So I don't want to stick this over the score line, otherwise it won't fold. So just up to that score line, and then give that a good burnish into place. Again, fold it, make sure that everything's nice and straight. Yep. And then we're going to take this one off this side. Okay, whoops. And then if you fold this one in, this one then should line up nicely with this edge here. So again, just make sure that everything's lined up like so. Give it a good press down. And then we've got, and all I've done is I've done a score line halfway down the edges so that I can then squeeze the top part together. So I need to just finish the bottom bit here. So this is my front one. I always put the front one in last. I'm going to pop the sides and that one in and then this one. And then if you want to, you can put another piece across the bottom. Now I'm going to jump over to my all-purpose glue here because this actually dries really, really sort of rigid. So if you're making anything that you know, if you're going to be putting sweets and things in here for the kiddies, you don't want them falling through the bottom of the box there. So I would probably...
Unless you want to keep them all for yourself.
I would probably actually put another piece over the top of this one. So I'm just going to fold that one in and that one in. And then I'm going to turn it over. And then just with the bone folder there, just give it a press on the inside. Okay. I think just needs a second to grab it. Want something longer, Jan. We'll try the other bone folders a bit longer. There we go. Just let that stick. So we've got just that little bit there to pinch to make it at the front. And then I thought I've brought somewhere under all here with all my magic tricks, I've brought my hole puncher with me.
Oh, yes.
My big crocodile.
Oh, crocodile.
This goes through all sorts of things, this.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through both of these together.
Yeah.
So I'm literally going to come past where the gusset is on the side because I don't want to go through all 4 layers. So I'm going to come just to this edge of here and pop. This will actually go through both of these at the same time, like so. And then we're going to do the same at the other side. And again, I'm going to come through past that gusset the same and come in. I'm just eyeballing it, but I would measure this at home if I was doing this at home. Come in about the same distance there. And then I wanted some orange, desperately wanted some orange ribbon to go in here. And did I have any?
No.
No. So I've just brought black, which just carried on with the theme. And then what I'm going to do is pop that through and tie a little knot. So that we're just creating. If you haven't got ribbon, you could use cardstock to make the handles. And again, we'll pop that one through that side. Pop a little knot in it. Yeah, I was debating as to whether to do paper handles, cardboard handles, or whether to pop the ribbon in, but the ribbon won out. And then we've got a piece. These are about 12 inches long, but again, you can, you know, whatever you've got there. Look nice maybe with some twine in it as well. So I've just popped a knot in the end, which is going to stop it coming back through the hole. And then we want...
I was going to say it's like a perfect size bag to send your kids out with, but actually that is not. I mean, I think of the amount of sweets my kids come back with. You need a suitcase. A lot of time I try and tell them, you know, when we go out, because we go out and then we let them go up to the front door, so we're always there with them. It's always like, make sure you just take one piece of candy or like, you know, one little lollipop, and of course they never do. They never do.
Well, I was thinking more of a little gift actually.
Oh
because
yes,
my
exactly.
little Toby, bless him.
How old is he now?
He's 2, just over 2.5. He'll be 3 in February.
Yeah.
But he's getting into crafting. So at the moment, he's fascinated with letters and the letterbox. So he actually loves popping something in the mail and getting something back. So obviously he's been crafting little cards and sending them out to people, and then we've been replying. So I made him a little card and sent it back. And where she lives now, they've got one of these separate mailboxes on the drive. So he loves going in the morning to fetch the mail. But she says his excitement, if there's anything in there for him, is just like tenfold. So I'm going to make him a little Halloween card so that we can get that to arrive on, because it's Monday, Halloween.
Yeah,
and he can go and check the letterbox. And then I thought something like this would be great just to pop some little treats in for him, you know.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't get excited when there's just bills in there, does he? He has to
no,
take them.
no. If it's got his name on, because he can recognise his name now.
Brilliant.
He knows what a Tuffer Toby is.
Yeah.
And he does recognise his name written down. So he knows if it's got his name on, and he does get very excited, I must admit. He arrived yesterday. He's like, can we do some crafting, Nanny? So Nessa's like, she says, all the craft stuff's at home, sweetheart.
Yeah.
But then he very quickly, he's flitting about from one thing to the other at the minute. She says she's finding it at home where he's sort of like not got a lot of concentration on things. But
yeah, but
I think it's just one of the developmental stages.
It's that age, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something more interesting sort of comes along there.
So yeah, I've just kept those black silhouettes for the embellishments there. Okay. Just a pop on the front. And then again, if I turn that round now, you've got your little sort of, and who'd have thought when that was the die that this is where we'd end up?
I know.
Yeah.
You would never picture those.
Just taking it to a different level, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. There's a lot of love coming in for that as well. I love the contrast. Miriam just saying, like, you know, when we saw the die going over the pumpkins and chirapolo, how it really popped. Carol saying it would be gorgeous that with the red mirror card for Christmas.
Yes.
It's like Jan was saying, like from our family to yours. So many different ways you can use it. Anna Marie Almeida says, Jan is the best. She's not bad, is she? She's not bad. Kimberly says, the code in the US for Halloweening, trick-or-treating, is if your porch light's on, trick-or-treaters are welcome, light at the front door if you don't have a porch. And Debbie says in the US, if you don't want trick-or-treaters, you just turn off your porch light. Similar here in the UK. You know, if your house is decorated, then you know it's fine. But you know, a lot of people don't like it, which is also fine. So you just don't decorate your house and leave your lights off. Loving the bag, says Melanie D. Love that, Jan, says Valerie Puccini. Our Susie saying, OMG, so sweet. Nana Jan and Rebecca Hawkins saying, these would make cute house decorations too. They're brilliant. And do you know what, again, if you're kind of not getting stuck in a rut with these, but just thinking to yourself, there's only certain things that you can do with these and certain ways that you can use them or particular occasions. Look, you've just seen the Royal We have just made a Halloween bag with one of these. So, you know, loads of different ways that you can use these. Just all about, isn't it, thinking out the box, thinking about the different colour combinations that you can use and what you can achieve with these collections. Buy 2, get 3 free with your Slimline Curve Sentiment dies. 5 dies for the price of 2. It's amazing, really. £65, $75 is what you should be paying. Platinum price is £20.78, $23.92. Bang for buck. This is potentially the deal of the show. Here are all of the different designs that you will get. And as I said earlier on, reiterate the fact that you've got sentiments here which will work you know, for lots of different things. Thank you so very much. Also, always very useful. Obviously, we hope you don't have to use that one so often, but it's a good one to have within your crafty stash. And I just particularly love the design on here too, with the florals and the foliage. You're getting these 3 for free. So from our family to yours, the one we've just used for Halloween, who'd have thunk it? You know, again, for Christmas, for birthdays, whatever it might be. That's a really, really super die and a super sentiment, as is this one. It's your special day. Just think of how many times you can use that and for how many occasions you can use that right throughout the year. You've also then got Sending All My Love. And again, that's the third one that you get for free within the bundle. Mary says, what a cute bag, Jan. Laura Gray says, I love the treat bag for holidays. Jennifer saying, so pretty. I think a lot of people are going to be copying that particular demonstration. And as always, feel free to, because that's what we're here for. One final demo to squeeze in then, Jan. What are you going to be working with?
Those Grande Edgeables, but I'm going to bring it back again. You know, we sort of started off simple. We went through a couple of other designs in there. I'm just going to bring it back to reasonably straightforward again this time. So I've taken the elegant trellis. Again, really, really lovely designs on these. Nice open work in it. And on the first one that we made, if you were with us at the top of the show, we had that element down the side of the card. So we did the edgeable on that vertical edge. This time I'm just going to change it up and do the element on the horizontal edge. So although we're working with something that's about 7 1/4 inches long, again, I'm just going to use a section of it on the front of the card. I'm not bothered that it's chopping a little bit off. So I'm going to open it up. And what I've done is I've just popped myself a little pencil line as to how far down I want this to go. And I'm going to line that up with the pencil line.
Yeah.
Pop the tape. I've been very frugal today. I've used my same 2 pieces of tape. Look all the way
you
through.
Go. Wow.
And then grab those plates again. I'm going to turn it this way. Whoops. Let's get that back in place. It's losing its tack, look now, because we've used it so many times.
Nearly there though.
Nearly
Last
there.
demo.
And then pop that through the Gemini. And then we're going to get that edgeable sort of stay attached to the front of the card, but it's going to take it off horizontally rather than on the vertical this time. So again, nice and straightforward. Just one pass through that machine. I've still not used the metal shim, even with the craft card, which does tend to be a little bit more fibrous. The Gemini's up to the job without a doubt. If you're using other brand die cutting machines, and you do have a metal shim, then that is usually your answer if it doesn't cut as well as you'd like it to. So again, we're just going to take that over and make sure, yeah, no problem whatsoever there, look. It's actually waiting to come off, look. So just pop that to one side. I can sort the dies out later. So this one, we actually now want to take the scissors. I'm just going to grab my bigger scissors there. Whoops. And I'm just going to cut down the centre score line of the card itself there. Take the score line away to where that die's got to, and then swap those out for the little mini ones and just snip from where the design finishes to that outside edge. And you can see now that we've got that lovely sort of beginnings of our card with the detail on the front this time instead of down the edge. You know, you may want to have it this way, you might want to have it down the edge this way. You could have took it further off the edge, took it down this edge as well, like we had a look at some of those samples. So many different ways that you can work with it. So again, I've been busy with my gems, and you can see there, this is where it would normally meet the edge of the card, and I've just got like a half cut here. I wasn't overly keen on that, so I just took my craft knife and just trimmed that so that I'd actually got part of the design in there.
Okay.
And then I've added some little gems across, and just for stability, because there was a lot of open work in this one, I've just tacked a piece of acetate to the back of that open work there, because there's a lot of gaps in it. It was a little bit vulnerable, probably would be a good word, especially if you're going to pop it through the mail and everything. So the acetate behind it just holds it all in place. And then again, it's just a case of matting and layering and actually dressing it up. So we've gone turquoise. I love the turquoise with the craft card. And this is actually the reverse of one of the Christmas papers from the Bethlehem collection. Yeah. So again, you know, it doesn't have to be, I know there are some beautiful, beautiful paper pads out there, don't get me wrong. The team do a fantastic job with the papers, but I have to admit that I often prefer the reverse side of some of the papers. And I do use them a lot, I must admit. And this was great because it was a 12 by 12 with that design at the top and the bottom. And I thought I'll have it at the top of the inside panel, but we're going to have it at the bottom of the outside panel. So you've got that lovely, it almost looks like confetti.
It does.
Changes it. You wouldn't think there was anything Christmas about it.
No, I think a lot of the reverse pieces of those paper pads are sort of more non-specific,
more generic,
aren't they?
Yeah. So again, that one's going to go on the front. And then one of the other bits that our Lily's got coming up later, oh gosh, I love this. If you haven't got your hands on this yet, our Lily's got it later. Honestly, it is stunning. It really is. So don't have it on this show, but it will be on the items for the Second Chance Sunday.
It's a Lepidopterist dream.
So again, it comes, if you haven't seen it, it is a set of dies and a set of topper sheets. Oops, with all the butterflies on. So it's just a case of matching up the dies. Now they actually popped an overlay in it so that you could work out which die was which, but I've just transferred the numbers onto my card so that I can grab them, and all the butterflies on here are numbered. So for example, if you wanted to cut butterfly number 4, you'd just find die number 4 and you'd pop it on and cut it out. So I've actually done that. I think the spare ones that, I've just cut out the ones that I wanted. I've cut a selection out in those blue, turquoisey blues. So you can see these ones were an obvious choice to go with my colour scheme. And because it was craft card, I've gone for a couple of the little sort of more natural coloured ones as well. So yeah, Lily's got that later if you're wanting to invest. It is absolutely stunning. I'm in mindset, I wish they did them as 2 separate items because I think people will want more of the butterflies.
Yeah.
So all I've done is cut all those out, and I've got a selection of these now. Different sizes, different colours, and then I've just cut a sentiment to go on the front here, especially for you. So we're going to pop that one on the front of the card, like so. And then I was going to have one of them, I think it was that one. And all I'm going to do is just pop the wings up and use a little tiny bit of wet glue in the centre rather than sticking them down totally. So that those wings can actually move. So this one was going to go on with the sentiment. And then I just wanted the others to sit on the trellis work at the top. So I'm just going to scatter them as if they've settled on that trellis. So wherever you think And because the acetate's behind it, you've not got to worry about it sticking to the back of your card. So I'm just going to alternate between the blue and the yellow.
Suzanne's just asking, what weight of acetate do we need for cards? Is there like a particular weight that works best?
I use our A5 packs of acetate. I'm not sure what the weight is on that one because it's done in microns for acetate. But it's the one in the A5 packs on the website, and it's got the peelable trim colour cover over it. If I was guessing, I'd say 220. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For what I've done here, it doesn't need to be too sturdy because I just wanted it to brace that design. If I was using it to sort of where we take the middles out of cards, but this is actually quite a good weight for an acetate.
So it was the A5 you used, was it?
Yes, A5 acetate on the website.
It is.
He's having a little look as we speak. This is what I love about it. We can actually find the answer.
We can. It is. Zoom in. Oh, he said, 250 micron.
250.
Yes,
yep.
So even better.
Pop another one down there. And I've got another little yellow one.
Lots of love for this. Not finished it yet, but Rebecca's saying, great look. Rita's saying, this card is beautiful.
Again, you know, it's just using what you've got in your kit. And I happen to have got those come through, and I just thought, oh, they'd be nice, just as, you know, that's what they're designed for. So they're only as if they've settled on that trellis work look there. And then I've popped a couple just to go around the sentiment there. But again, you know, letting that sort of edgeable do the work, let it be that focal point, draw your eye in, get the butterflies settled on it, and then you've got room inside. Now, as far as messages are concerned, you could use a metallic pen to write on here straight away, or again, matte and layer the back and pop your message on the back of it, however you prefer. So yes, that's my demos complete.
Love, love, love it. Kimberly just said, I just used the butterflies for my daughter-in-law's birthday card. We have got those. We can probably flash the details, but they are coming up for you on Second Chance Sunday. Of course, that's coming up in just over a couple of hours with Lily. So again, I think a lot of people already grabbed those, but a lot of people perhaps haven't. If you haven't, then you have got the opportunity to get those in just a little while. If you want to go for the Grande Edgeables, they've been very, very popular indeed. I mean, such a great way again to be able to use these with that that trellis. Again, what's such a great idea? The trellis, back with a bit of acetate, have the butterflies landing on it. Super idea. You're going to get all 6 of these, but you're only actually paying for 3 within the bundle. Buy 3, get 3. £31.18 is your platinum price, or $35.88. These are all the designs. So there is the elegant trellis. You're also going to receive the gingham lace. And again, don't forget that, of course, you can cut straight through 2 pieces of your cardstock in one go. If you want to have the design running right through your card, you can also cut these out just to have these as panels if you want to do it that way too. Balloon flowers in there as well. You've also got my favourite within the collection, the Rose Garden. If you do get this collection, do some paper piecing with that because you'll just have so much fun with it. You've got the daisy lace, again with those beautiful daisies popping out of your cardstock. And then you've also got the Chasing Dragonflies too. Gorgeous card, Jan. Love the colour, says Mary. Looks fabulous, says Miriam Ronda. It's going to be difficult to choose the card of the show today. And Lakieta saying another beautiful card. Diane Lerigo says, I agree, it's going to be hard to choose. Tricia Love says, I'm saving this show to get tips on both of the collections that I have and not use. Shall we get the vote going then?
So right at the top of the show then, we started out with those Grande Edgeables and we used the little daisy trellis one there. So with the pinks, so that was that vertical edge, using it on the edge of the card. That was number 1. Then we went over to the curved sentiments and we did a little bit of paper piecing on that one. It's your special day. So again, that could be any occasion. You know, most occasions are special. So that's number 2. Number 3 was the reverse easel card that we did with that lovely lime coloured detail in there. So again, that was the Rose Garden on the Grande Edgeables, just on that lime card there at the top and the bottom. That's number 3. Number 4, we went back to the curved sentiments and we used From Our Family to Yours on that little Halloween treat bag there. That's number 4. And then number 5, keeping it nice and simple to finish off again, we did it on the horizontal this time on the craft card and just added a few of those little butterflies in there as if they'd landed on the trellis there. It looks like a garden trellis, doesn't it? And that was number 5.
Almost like with little fireflies as well, nighttime butterflies
Yeah.
with fireflies on the background. Just talking about the butterflies, Tammy says, I tried to put numbers on my butterfly die card, so on the little template, but the surface is smooth and the ink smeared off. What kind of marker did you use?
I just used a ballpoint pen. I did think about that with it being a shiny surface, but I just used an ordinary ballpoint pen on mine.
Yeah.
And it seems to have stayed put. I think if I rubbed it hard, it would probably dislodge it, but for the time being, it's stayed put.
Okay, the butterflies, of course, are coming up for you later on Second Chance Sunday if you do want to grab those. Another great show, says Fred. Please tell Ben he looks dashing today. What's all of this Ben love today? I really appreciate it. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. And also, another comment which came in earlier, which I must just read, which is Jan and Ben appreciation. But where was it now? I didn't dream it. There was loads of Jan love coming in. Oh, Jan is the best teacher, says Rhonda.
Thank you.
But Ben should be Dad of the Year.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. What do you mean, why, Charlotte? Just because. And Marion says, I second that. Well, thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh. Doing the hokey cokey here. The timeless butterflies are available, of course, still. If you want to grab these, they'll be coming up in Second Chance Sunday, but the price is on your screen right now. £15.99 or $18.36. So you get your template sheet, if you like, and all of the dies as well. And of course, you get the actual pack. I haven't got the pack with me. The amount of sheets that you get, Jamie will tell me. I don't know off the top of my head.
24, I think.
20,
Let me have a look. I have mine just here. 24 printed papers, 31 metal dies.
There you go.
Yep.
So £15.99 or $18.36 if you want to grab that. And I just love the two little cards that they've popped to me here as well. Bianca's put this one together. Actually, I was with Bianca the other day. And again, how simple is that, but how stunning is that
very
card?
effective, isn't it?
Really
Yeah.
effective.
Yeah. I visioned that sort of with like a little envelope at the bottom, as if they're all flying out of the envelope at the bottom.
Yes.
But the other side of it is you've got all those beautiful dies. You know, yes, you can cut out the butterflies on the paper, but you can cut the butterflies out of other things as well. And one of the things I want to do is actually get a piece of cardstock, probably something like a 5x7 piece, cut lots of butterflies in it and use it as a stencil as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's, again, lots of different things, as well as cutting out those beautifully printed butterflies.
It's a wonderful set for a really, hopefully, a nice price point for most. 31 dies. It's fitting on the screen. Why did nobody say that? Have you just put that up, or has that always been there? Huh? Has that always been there?
I don't think it was there when we were discussing the number of papers, no.
Ah.
Was it?
Oh, it was. Well, why did you never tell me? How many papers? How many dies? Look at the screen, Ben. It's right. I'm going home.
Deary me.
$15.99 is your price. We've got the demo of the show result come in. We've also got the bows, the festive bows coming up for you as well later on Second Chance Sunday. These have already flown out the door. They are festive, yes. However, as we were talking about and as Jan showed you earlier on, you don't have to necessarily use all the decorative elements with this to create the kind of festiveness. You can use these and keep them very sort of generic if you want as well, but you do get lots of flowers and holly and Christmassy bits and pieces in there too. But $19.99, $23.96, you'll see those on Second Chance Sunday. Demo of the show! Well, I never did. 4.
That one?
Yeah.
I would have thought it would have been between those two.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you. That means I've got to make another one now for Toby, doesn't it?
Aww.
It's okay.
Well, you enjoyed making it, didn't you?
I did enjoy making it. No, I'd probably make it a little bit more child-friendly for him.
Yeah.
Because he probably would pull that one out. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank
I
you
like that,
guys.
but I'd probably
Thank you very much.
I potentially would have gone 5, I think. Or what was that one?
That one was
3?
number 3.
Yeah, 3 or 5.
I thought it would have been between those two. Yeah.
But-
Thank you very much, guys.
What an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us today, Jan. We loved having your company. Do you know when you're back? Or
It's a little while now because, as I say, we've got baby due.
Yeah.
Can't remember the exact date.
Okay.
But yeah, it might be a little while before you see me again.
Okay.
But I will be back. I will be back.
Look forward to your good news and seeing all the pictures.
Yes, I can't wait. I must admit, it's getting very exciting now.
Well, good luck with all of that, and
Thank you.
we will look forward to seeing you again very soon. I will see you in just a couple of hours' time because we've got the big wrap-up show of the week, the final show before birthday. Second Chance Sunday, so your chance to pick up some of the deals of recent times, things like the bows, things like the butterflies, plus lots more. Lily's going to be here for that show. I'll be here with you as well. But until then, grab yourself a bit of wherever you are in the day. Breakfast, I suppose, for most of you. A few of you here in the UK might be having a bit of an early tea, but make sure you're back with us at 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific time, and we'll see you for lots more fun on Second Chance Sunday. Until then, bye for now.